Thank you for watching Murder, Monsters, and Mysteries. Tonight we take a look at a creature from legends, the Kraken. Once a well-acknowledged real animal who later became legend and then in recent years became fact once again. Official Kraken sightings were first recorded in the waters surrounding Norway, Greenland, and Iceland over 800 years ago. Accounts of the Kraken are sometimes accompanied by drawings showing the monsters to be around 50 feet in length, making the Kraken perhaps the largest sea monster ever imagined or witnessed. In Nordic folklore, it was said to haunt the seas from Norway through Iceland and all the way to Greenland. The Kraken would often harass ships, and there were many pseudoscientific reports, including official naval ones, which said it would attack vessels with its strong arms. If that strategy failed, the creature would start swimming in circles around the ship, creating a fierce maelstrom to drag the vessel down. Legends say that the Kraken could devour a ship's entire crew at once, but despite its reputation, the monster could also bring benefits. It would swim, usually accompanied by large schools of fish that cascaded down its back when it emerged from the water. So some fishermen would risk going near the creature to secure a large catch. For our seafaring ancestors, the waters were treacherous and dangerous, hiding hordes of monsters in its deep, dark depths. Testimonies and belief in the creature were so strong that the Kraken could be found in Europe's first modern scientific surveys of the natural world in the 18th century. Not even Carl Linnaeus, father of modern biological classification, could avoid it, and he included the Kraken among the cephalopod mollusks in the first edition of his groundbreaking Systema Naturae in 1735. In 1853, a giant cephalopod was found stranded on a Danish beach. Norwegian naturalist Jepetus Steenstrup recovered the animal's beak and used it to describe the giant squid. The massive sea monster legendarily would rise out of the ocean to pluck sailors off ship decks, or to even grasp whole vessels and carry them into the depths. It has sometimes been linked to the biblical Leviathan, Psalm 104:26, Isaiah 27:1, and the world serpent of Old Norse tales. It was so large, some said it could be mistaken for an island. In October 1873, two fishermen and a boy in a rowboat in Conception Bay, Newfoundland, came upon a dormant floating object. Suddenly, a terrible creature came to life and fastened one tentacle to the boat, while the other encircled it and pulled so the water began to pour inside. 12-year-old Tom Pickett had the presence of mind to grab up a tomahawk from the bottom of the boat and chop at the estimated 35-foot tentacle. When he'd hacked it off, he did the same with the other attached to the little boat, and the creature retreated back into the ocean, while emitting an inky fluid to obscure its trail. Tom took the longer piece of tentacle to St. John's to a Presbyterian minister and amateur naturalist named Reverend Dr. Moses Harvey, who had long been fascinated by tales of the devilfish. He paid Tom $10 for the monstrous tentacle. In 1874, it reportedly attacked a 150-ton schooner, which had been located in the Atlantic waters south of Newfoundland. Suddenly, a gigantic creature rose from the sea and wrapped its tentacles around the ship. Captain James Flood later told how he had grabbed up his rifle, and despite Newfoundlander Bill Darling's warning not to shoot, and so enraged, the huge creature did just that. The oblong body, he said, was at least half the size of our vessel in length and just as thick. The train must have been 100 feet long. Although the men assailed the monstrosity with axes, it pulled the craft over and dragged it beneath the waves. The Strathoan moved in and rescued the captain and his surviving crew members. One particularly riveting account of a face-to-face encounter with the Kraken dates back to 1861, when the lookout on a small French naval vessel, the Electon, spotted a large mass floating in the waters near the Canary Islands. On closer inspection, the enormous object turned out to be a massive, long-tentacled creature that the vessel's captain immediately identified as none other than the mythical Kraken. However, rather than fleeing, the courageous crew sought to capture the beast and bring it back as indisputable evidence of the encounter. Sadly for the French sailors, despite their best efforts in nearly 3 hours of engaging the Kraken, the slithery creature slipped through the snare they had fashioned from a length of rope. They returned empty-handed without any physical evidence, and their accounts were dismissed as mass hallucinations, even after battling the creature for hours. After 150 years of research into the giant squid that inhabits all the world's oceans, there was still much debate to whether they represent a single species or as many as 20 species. The largest recorded is 18 meters in length, including a very long pair of tentacles, but the majority of specimens are usually smaller. The giant squid's eyes are the largest in the animal kingdom and are crucial in the dark depths it inhabits. It lives up to 1,100 meters deep, perhaps reaching as far as 2,000 meters under the water. Like some other squid species, they believe it has muscles containing an ammonium solution that is less dense than seawater. This allows the animal to float underwater, meaning that it can keep itself steady without actively swimming. The presence of unpalatable ammonium in their muscles is also probably the reason why giant squid have not yet been fished to near extinction. For many years, scientists debated whether the giant squid was a swift and agile hunter like the powerful predator of legends, or was it more of an ambush hunter? After decades of discussion, a welcome answer came in 2005 with unprecedented film footage from Japanese researchers. They filmed a live giant squid in its natural habitat, 900 meters deep in the North Pacific, showing that it is in fact a fast and powerful swimmer, using its tentacles to capture prey. Apparently, krakens, or giant squids, do have a predator that preys on them, the sperm whale. The battles between these titans must be frequent, as it's common to find scars on whale skins left by the squid's tentacles and arms, which have suckers lined with sharp, chitinous tooth-like structures. But the large squids don't have the muscles in its tentacles to use them to constrict prey, and it could never overcome a sperm whale in a duel. Its only option is to flee, covering its escape with the usual ink cloud. We know the krakens are real. We just don't know much about them. Thank you for watching Murder, Monsters, and Mysteries. If you enjoyed tonight's video, please like and subscribe, as we'll be uploading more regularly.